Hey guys, I'm back for another video, and today I'm back for another Hypixel SkyBlock tutorial, and this is an exciting one. I'm back for the 5 best money-making methods in the game, and this is the upper echelon of Hypixel SkyBlock. This isn't your, early game methods, mid-game methods, things that'll get you to your first million coins. No, this is the top, best of the best. So it's gonna be expensive to set up, but it will be worth it. So anyways, by the way, real quick before this video starts, if you could click that subscribe button and the notification bell, it would mean a lot to me. Whether or not people are notified of the videos actually makes a massive difference, rippling through weeks, even months of video performance because of how it performed in the first day and week. So if you're there right away, it would help me out a lot. Anyways, let's get on with the video. So first off, the first money-making method on the list, the 5th best, is 8 million coins an hour through what I would like to call worm fishing. So the way this works is that the Crystal Hollows, which is where I'm at right now, added a new money-making method to the game because basically, in order to get the Divan's armor maxed out, you need to unlock Gemstone slots, which is done with the drops of a certain mob that only spawns in the precursor ruins from lava. That's a rare condition to me. You have to look around, see on the right side there says precursor remnants, and there's lava. Anyways, this is what's called lava fishing. So what we need to do, we need to catch worms and then sell membranes on the auction house from these worms. Now the official way to do the strategy would be to get your, again, this is the best possible setup you can have for this in the game. It's going to be expensive. Maxed out submerged shark scale armor. I have Legion 5 on it, but actually for a strat like this, you don't want people to be around. A lot of people do this secretively. Anyways, I also have my talismans all enriched with sea creature chance, and of course I've got a maxed out lucky rod of the sea here. So what I have at the moment is an 87% sea creature chance. Now, this is pretty much as good as you can get without having more people around you, or you can actually get 100% sea creature chance if you were to do the same exact strat during Marina. As you can see, this is how it works. Boom. Wait, what? So I just hit a little bit of confusion there. It turns out that at Y level 64 is when the biome changes from precursor remnants to lava fields. So I found a crappy spot. I actually found this hole here, but there was no one here, and I think I know why. It's because this lava needs to be 1 block higher in order to actually have the worms spawn. So let's find a better spot here. I'm actually at Y level 70, what is that, 78? Anyways, the way you want to do this is set up a little spot where you can fish and then fish the mobs into, or the worms into a hole. So let's set that up right now. So we have our lava here. There, this is exactly what you want. It looks like this, a little chamber. You go like this, and there you go. I just caught a flaming worm, and what you want is to trap the worms behind you in a hole, and you keep doing this. Now, it's kind of like barn fishing in the sense that you want to collect as many of these as possible and then kill them all at once with better stats. So let's imagine it's been 5 minutes. There's only 2 worms here, but let's say there were like, you know, I don't know, 10 of them, 15 of them. You switch to black cat pet and sorrow armor, and then you kill them. Now, I didn't get anything there, but if you had enough of them, there's a chance for them to drop worm membranes, and you can sell those on the auction house. Basically, you just get the maximum sea creature chance that you can, have your shark armor out. You could also set up an auto pet rule. If you change your armor to each of these things, equip the proper pet. So, you know, I just forgot to go to Ammonite there, so, you know. But anyways, yeah. So you just fish here constantly for 5 minutes and then turn around and kill all of the worms with maximum magic find. And then once you've done that, you go back to your maximum sea creature chance and you repeat, sell all the membranes. You should be making 8 mil an hour. The hardest part is definitely finding the spot, precursor remnants. This next money-making method is going to be very nostalgic for a lot of you, and that is grinding ghosts. That's right, this money-making method is back on the table because even though there was the strength nerf, you can actually put 1 for all on a soul whip And if you've seen my previous video about money making methods, you probably remember this. You basically put down an orb, run in circles, right click with the soul whip, kill everything. And you know, I mean, stats are so much better now because of adding gemstones to armor and various buffs to damage along the way. You still do need a lot of stuff to do this. So basically, the basic idea is you place down an orb, spin around it in circles while right clicking the soul whip. That's literally all there is to the method. You have an RNG chance to get 1,000,000 coins. It's pretty rare, but it happens. It used to be a bag of coins, but they turned it to 1,000,000 coins. And you also have a rare chance to drop sorrows, which is a very valuable item. Each one at the moment is worth about 500,000 coins. I suspect that's going to change once this video comes out. And you could use it to craft sorrow armor, which, as you know from the previous suggestion, is that it's the best set for magic finds. So it's going to be very good. It's also a decent mining set as well. So there is a lot of demand for sorrows. And, you know, most people have terrible stats, which is why actually this method might not be ruined as bad as the first time I talked about it, because you basically need 3/4 Necron armor with a Warden helmet, ancient on everything, recommed. I even have my armor gemstoned as well. 2 perfect Jasper gemstones for each of these. And I also, of course, have a maxed out soul whip, minus the stars, obviously, but that doesn't matter. One for all with Fabled, Hot Potato Book, Fuming Potato Book, Art of War. It's very expensive, a lot more expensive than the last method, which is still very expensive because you need basically maxed out submerged shark scale armor, which is not very easy to get. And, you know, but still, this is much higher of a cost, but you should be making roughly 10 million to 11 million coins an hour. So it is significantly better than worm fishing by about 3 mil an hour, which makes a pretty big difference. Now, of course, just like the last suggestion, needing Diana to be better, this suggestion, actually, if Diana's mare, which actually Diana is mare right now, you can make money from leveling up combat pets. Let's say you were to purchase a level 1 dragon pet from the auction house. Let's say you're rich and you could afford to do that. You can level it to level 100 doing ghost farming. Of course, I'm using Mithril Golem pet right now, which is why my damage is fairly good. But again, if Diana's mare, then you get more pet XP with that perk. And of course, that's a big money making method driver. Unfortunately, there has been a massive nerf to this strategy because of strength nerf. You need 1 for all on your soul whip, which means you don't get scavenger anymore. But it still does make very good money simply because of how high the prices of sorrows is. And leveling the pets makes really good money, especially during Diana. If you were to get a dragon pet from 0 to 100, a golden dragon from 1 to 200. I don't know what kind of maniac would do that, but technically you could. Anyways, on to the next method. Okay, this one is fairly annoying to do. Basically, what you need to do is put on your mana set, whether it's Wise or, in my case, Storm, equip a sheep pet, and then head over to the Void Sepulcher. I have a summoning ring here with 2 zombie knights in it. Now, you could have 4 zombie tank zombies is what I would recommend from Master Mode dungeons. You place them down. Those are your bodyguards. You probably already know where I'm going with this. It is Enderman Slayer. So I'm going to use the Maddox bat phone here. And while I'm describing what we need to do here, I'm going to do a tier 3. So basically, what you want to get is an Atom Split Katana. And I'm talking maxed. Why am I? Oh, I didn't switch my armor. Oh, and also you need to make sure that with the Warden helmet, you have maximum speed. Oh. Oh my. Am I really about to? There we go. Anyways, you want to make sure in the active effects that speed is enabled, because I know that sometimes it gets... Okay, it's on. But anyways, doing voigloom slayers, tier 3s or tier 4s can make anywhere from 8 mil to 12 mil an hour. And the reason why is basically this slayer gives you a lot of null spheres. And it's the most consistent of the money-making methods on this list, probably, because there's not a lot of RNG involved. it's just null spheres, which you're guaranteed to get from killing the mob. Now, I'm not going to kill this one yet because I have to describe everything else. So just like the last method, you're going to want a warden helmet. Sometimes instead of Necron, you're going to want final destination. So for example, I could do 3/4 final destination with warden helmet. You could also do some combination. So basically what you need, right, is a lot of defense against Enderman. So what I've seen people do is have a Necron chestplate and half final destination warden helmet. Some people that are really risky just have final destination boots, and some maniacs, which I don't know how the hell they do it, have just 3/4 Necron with warden helmet. But this is a very difficult boss to kill. You also are definitely, absolutely, positively gonna want an ender relic. If you don't have like almost every maxed out talisman in the game, this slayer is not going to go well for you. Also, gemstones on your armor you're gonna want. You're probably gonna want a suspicious Scylla, aka a sussy Scylla. You need a Necron blade with wither impact on it for the healing. It's very expensive, and of course an ultimate wise wand of atonement is a great thing to have as well. So anyways, here's how I do this slayer. I'm going to demonstrate it on a tier 3, which is going to be pretty overkill, but whatever. You spawn the boss, place down a power orb, and then you use the Atom Split Katana ability, right click, smack it constantly, and then every 5 seconds Scylla, wand of atonement. Then you keep slapping it with the Atom Split Katana. Your bodyguards are basically going to take care of the hits phase. Then you do this, boom, boom. I don't have to do that because, you know, this is a tier 3, it's fairly weak. And I would also highly recommend having some mods installed that will have, for example, Bad Lion will make your screen red. It'll showcase where the heads are. It'll showcase where the beacons are. And there you go. I just killed it. Basically, as soon as he spawns, put down an orb. Right click with the Scylla, wand of atonement. Use the Atom Split Katana ability, and then slap it constantly. And I'd recommend it be max as well. One for all, gemstones, Art of War, Fabled with recom and all of that. The Scylla, you're going to obviously want to have ultimate wise. You don't need any enchantments on it. It's just for the healing. I mean, anything that increases crit damage, I guess. So, you know, critical could be an important enchantment there. Have your talismans. I would recommend your talismans to be enriched with ferocity or crit damage to get more healing. I still haven't see creature chance because of the first method. But yeah, so you just put down this, boom, boom, slap it. You could back off during the hits phase again with 4 tank zombies instead of zombie knights. As soon as the hits phase is over, go back in. Every 5 seconds you do this, the right clicking this. Make sure to watch your health. I would suggest if you're using BLC like I am that you have the vanilla health enabled so you can see how many absorption hearts and regular hearts you have. And I would highly recommend some sort of mod to assist and tell you when there's a beacon, have a waypoint showing you where it is. There's a lot of things to focus on all at once. It's really annoying. And then of course, if you get caught off guard and you don't know where the beacon is, you can actually right click with a Wither Cloak Sword and then the beacon will blow up and you'll survive. But you have to have a really good reaction time. But like I said, 8 mil to 12 mil an hour if you're doing tier 3s. You can get a lot more money doing tier 4s because more null spheres for the amount of time invested. And you actually have a chance to get, you know, Judgment Core or Lucky Dice or these 2 talismans, the Espresso Machine and the Blood Chalice. There's a lot of, and Smarty Pants enchantments. So tier 4s have a lot of RNG drops, but they are very, very difficult. And you basically need to be in the upper echelon of SkyBlock, like Combat 60. Like, you need the best damage possible. Even a high foraging level probably matters. All of your talismans recommed. It's gonna be a massive investment. I only recently got the best gear in the game, and I still can't consistently do it because the Ender Relic is bugged and it doesn't give you the plus 25% damage reduction. But even then, I still need the solver or the BLC mod to showcase where the beacons are because it just takes so long to kill, and the beacons wear you down with your attention span. It could make much more than 12 an hour if you're doing tier 4s, and you know, of course at that point it's up to RNG. You could get 500 million coins if you get a Judgment Core. Okay, this method, I'm gonna have other footage that's been recorded before to showcase this one. The second best money-making method in the game right now, in my opinion, is Catacombs Master Mode runs for Master Stars. So M3 to M6. And of course, when M7 comes out, that will probably be a great money-making method as well because of Necron handles and Master Star 10s. But for now, we only have the, what is it, the 6th to the 9th Master Stars. Before you watch the next 30 seconds of the video, remember, this is ThirtyVirus giving you Catacombs advice. So unless you want to take that risk, you should probably look up some tutorials on this, but I'm going to sum it up in the best way I can. So basically, the name of the game is fast runs and getting lucky with Master Star drops. The market consistently changes, prices fluctuate. Sometimes M3 might be the best for floor completion speed. According to Guild, actually, M4 profit is best because everyone hates that floor because of how toxic the boss fight is in master mode, which I agree. Again, this is not a tutorial on fast dungeon runs. There are so many resources out there on YouTube for this, but I'm not the expert. But from what I know, you want to have one person rushing Blood Room. You want to be able to get the bare minimum secrets, S instead of S plus, up to M5. You want to know secret routes. You want to be able to use the stonk to cheese secrets. Obviously not dying. You want to use solvers for the puzzles. You want to cheese puzzles and boss fights. All of these things. And of course, if Paul is mayor, then one of his perks actually makes it so that you need a lesser score to get S plus, which could, you know, make your runs a lot faster, therefore more money per hour. I wish I could demonstrate / you know, have the absolute expert opinion. I do think I was at least 90% right with what I just said, but just to be safe, look up some tutorials on fast dungeon runs. That I can tell you, fast runs, just get to the loot chests as fast as possible. That I think is pretty solid advice. I don't think I'm saying anything incorrect there. You just want to get the boss fight done and over with and get master stars. Especially if you get a master mode like star, they sell for quite a bit of money. Even just the first master star is like a solid like 13 million profit sometimes. So if we were to look, for example, to third master stars, these are very expensive. These are the ones you get from M5, I believe. I mean, 40 million. And second master stars are like 25 million. So yeah, master stars make a lot of freaking money. Also, you didn't hear this from me, but Guild has a ridiculous, I don't know if it's even allowed, so I'm a little scared to say I don't officially recommend this. But I've heard guildmates say they can make 100 mil an hour having an entire co-op go at once. They may or may not be alts, but if an entire co-op does a run at once in, let's say, master mode floor, I don't know, 6, gets a really fast run, and then they all re-roll the chests, they might get master stars. I don't officially recommend that, especially not the alts thing. I guess if you're all in one co-op, that's fair, but yeah, anyway, this could be a very powerful money-making method. You know, if you get a master star, that's immediately like 13 million profit in M3. If you're doing like M4s to M6, you can make a lot more. Assuming like one master skull an hour, you're making like 12 to 15 mil an hour. If you get lucky, it could be more. But anyways, now we're off to the best money-making method in the game. This is going to be exciting. Okay, so I'm going to call this the 1.5 best method in the game. So best method 1.5, not officially the top spot, but I think it's like an honorable mention. It's mithril mining, believe it or not, with the maximum gear. Now I'm going to describe what maximum mining gear means in the #1 money making method segment, but let's just assume best mining gear in the game. But what do you need to do for mithril mining? Well, basically, you want your Heart of the Mountain tree to look something like this. Well, if you're just doing mithril, all that matters is really this. Well, actually, that's not true. Mining speed up here is pretty important for mithril mining, and so is powder buff. But anyways, you want to have this Heart of the Mountain configuration, and surprisingly, no titanium insanium. So basically, they made a change. I think it was when when Crystal Hollows came out. They made it so that efficient miner, which is that thing that breaks multiple blocks in a radius, does not affect titanium. So because of that, you do not want to have titanium insanium anymore. In terms of what to level up with Heart of the Mountain, don't do what I did and go straight for mining fortune and mining speed. You want to max out your efficient miner as soon as possible. And once you've done that, you can of course do mining fortune, mining speed 2 with gemstone powder if you have it. These 3 perks are really great. Mining speed boost is a must. Don't even pay attention to the right side of the Heart of the Mountain tree. You could do seasoned mine man if you wanted, but I really don't recommend it. Daily powder, don't even bother leveling up. Anyways, You want to have maxed out mining gear as well. I'm going to describe what that means later. And of course, you know, having Cole's Mining Fiesta perk active, or his event active, will give you, I believe it's either double or triple, I don't remember the amount of stuff, and you can make double or triple money. This money making method makes about 15 million coins an hour if you have a maxed out setup. Now the catch is a maxed out mining setup is probably the most expensive thing you're possibly going to need in this game. Oh yeah, did I mention that the Dungeons Master Mode stuff basically requires Master Stars of your own, so it's just as, if not more expensive than voiglooms. But mining's much worse, and here's why. So the best money-making method in Hypixel SkyBlock right now is gemstone mining. Anyone who's been paying any attention whatsoever probably expected me to say that. Well, why is that? Well, it's because of Pristine mostly, but also a bunch of other, there's a lot of things involved here. So I'm going to describe to you what it means to have maximum mining stats. What I have is not maximum. So here we go. You need a 5 out of 5 chambered Divan's armor set, which is this. I have that. But you also need a maxed out artifact of power, which I also have. Every gemstone in here, recommed, enriched, whatever, with every single gemstone. Speaking of gemstones, you need to have between your armor and your talisman 7 perfect topaz, 11 perfect amber, 11 perfect jade. Whew. Basically the maxed out every single gemstone, perfect version of each one. So 5 per armor set, which makes 20. And then of course the artifact of power has another 7. So you need 7 gemstones in the artifact of power, as well as 20 in your armor. And it's very expensive. And then of course you want to put 5 gemstones on the drill. This is the drill you need, by the way. Auspicious Divan's drill is what you want. Of course, compact 10, experience, efficiency. You could get efficiency 10 if you wanted. You can get fortune to the highest amount if you wanted. I think it's either 4 or 6, I don't remember. Pristine enchantment. You also want an amber polished drill engine, which basically gives you a lot of mining fortune. And you also want a perfectly cut fuel tank. I mean, that's just for fuel capacity, but you know, it's probably very useful, I'd imagine. And you have the choice of either blue cheese or Sunnyside goblin omelets. They're fairly similar in how good they are. The blue cheese is more expensive and it basically gives you more fortune, whereas the Sunnyside gives more speed. I asked Guild and like they went back and forth and were pretty divided on it, so you could just go either way. But if I had to pick, probably the blue cheese would be slightly better for like certain gemstones only. But overall, I mean, Sunnyside is cheaper, and you know, it's very divisive. A lot of people are going to tell you to go one way or the other. So that, I'm going to leave that choice up to you to put on your Divan's drill. In addition to all of that, you're also going to want a, if you're going to be mining ruby or topaz in the magma fields, obviously you want a Bal Pet maxed out level 100. And you could put a quick claw on it, which this is the max efficiency, so I guess you could do that, even though it's like 100 mil right now. But for any other gemstone, you're going to want an epic Scathe Pet with a quick claw, which just that is probably up in the 700 million range. Just want to point that out. We're talking to max out your stuff. Did I mention that every single gemstone altogether is probably over 100 mil, and you need to do that for 4 pieces of armor, a drill, and a talisman? Not to mention the Divan set itself is very expensive with the jaded reforge. And then, you know, the drill itself is over a bill. The drill engine and the drill tank is hundreds of millions. I had Guild estimate the maximum mining equipment is like 7 billion. It's ridiculous. Like, and again, this is the best money making method in the game, 35 million coins an hour. So you need to make a big investment to make big money, unfortunately. Also, in addition to money, you also need a lot of stuff. So obviously, in terms of the Heart of the Mountain progression here, I still recommend this configuration. So you want Fortunate, Mole, Powder Buff, Professional, Lonesome Miner, Mining Speed. You don't need any of this. You don't need any of it. It's it's not good. It's not that good at all. It's not worth it, in my opinion. But anyways, the things that you need to, well, first of all, you want to max everything, but if you had to prioritize something, it would probably be powder buff, fortunate. Of course, down at the bottom here, mining fortune, mining speed are both very important. Efficient miner doesn't really matter in the crystal hollows because it doesn't work on gemstones. Mining speed too is very good. Obviously, you don't really need lonesome miner all that much. It's probably the worst of all of these. You really don't need it, actually, but it is nice to get mining speed too. Yeah, so that's the heart of the mountain progression. You're gonna need a lot of gemstone powder as well, so powder grinding is in your future if you want to do gemstone grinding. This is it's exhausting just talking about how much work is required to get this method to work. Where you mine is important. So again, I spawned in the mithril deposits. If I wanted to do, for example, topaz, we would take out the bowel pit. I would head down to the magma fields. Oh, by the way, the best gemstone by far is jasper. But that being said, it's very difficult to find the fairies grotto, which is a very rare biome. It's where the butterflies spawn. It's like this is extremely rare, but that's where jasper gemstones spawn, and it's by far the most expensive of all of the gemstones because it has the most useful effect, which gives you strength. And here you go. Mining speed boost I can use on these gems. Now, pay attention to the pristine there. Pristine is by far the most important part of gemstone mining. If you had to max anything out first on your armor, your drill, whatever, it would be your pristine. So obviously the pristine enchantment. Obviously you're going to need the topaz gemstones on your equipment, and just like with mithril mining, this especially works well if Mayor Cole's mining fiesta is active. You get double stuff, so it goes from 35 mil, correct me if I'm wrong, to 70 mil. This makes a lot of freaking money. So anyways, that's it for this tutorial, guys. Those are the top 5 money making methods in Hypixel SkyBlock. Would I recommend any of them? The worm fishing seems easy enough to get into. It's only like 200 mil worth of stuff, so you know, only. The ghost farming, it used to be the best money making method in the game because of how low the barrier to entry was, which it still was pretty expensive. You needed at least Necron and Warden helmet, but now you need Necron, Warden helmet, one for all, gemstones, and you're probably limited in your pet. It's very expensive. Void glooms would absolutely recommend doing tier 3s. Tier 4s take a lot of work and attention, but you know, if you can manage it, it's very good. Catacombs master mode floor 3 I would recommend. You don't even need master stars to be good at it, especially if you're using a juju short bow as an archer. It's actually quite fast, so that's probably the lowest barrier to entry other than worms, the second most low barrier to entry. And then of course mining is absolutely ridiculous. Like, if you want to actually make the 35 mil an hour, you're gonna need to put a solid like 400 hours into just collecting, I don't know, powder and coin. More than that for coin. You have to basically do the other money making methods to approach the mining. But anyways, again, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell if you want more tutorials from the ThirtyVirus. Oh, did I mention before that void glooms are made better by Aatrox? That kind of goes without saying, but you know. Anyways, I guess that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.